Hello, hello, hello. I've got my Roma top on, Francesco Totti, etc., etc. Right, what are we going to do today? We're going to have a look at a track that I've made. Finished it, pretty much mixed it. It's got the effects in. It's got, it's kind of neatened up, tightened up, got the drums done. You can see that the drums are quite complex. We've got the Questlife tops, which I've stolen off the great Yamhoo and co. And we've got the F9 kicks. We've got 3 of those, so it's quite layered. And then we've got our other elements of the drums. So there's 3 congas, 1 tambourine, a snare. There's all sorts going on, basically. So this has been compressed. It's already a little bit processed. So you've got to be careful. Right, and this is the track without mastering, he says. Turn it off first. And then you listen to this. Okay, it's an Aretha Franklin rework. Down, all around, it's like a seesaw. So it's got the Rhodes, it's got the drums, and it's got that funk bass in there. And the bass is quite processed. But, that's not just it. What we're going to do, we're going to look at 2 mastering tools that I really use for demos and sometimes for releasing tracks as well on imprinted records. So, these are the 2 go-tos. Now, I do have a later version of this, which I'm actually going to put on there for you as well. So I've got Ozone 9 elements and Ozone 11 elements. Now, these are the cheaper versions of the Ozone mastering tools suite for your layman, really, not for, your experts and people like that. They wouldn't use this, they would use the Ozone full kit. But yeah, so we'll see what it does. And it says briefly using high CPU, prepare for volume increase. So it does blast up the volume. If you look at the volume now, we're between 6 and 12, and now it's going to go right up. You see that? So it's super loud. So it's giving you that loudness, and it's clarity that it's giving you. Now this is just as out of the box. Right, so full scale, it's got different output levels. Full scale and streaming. Streaming is for Spotify, which it will reduce the dB down anyway for you. Full scale is what we would used to call CD mastering. So it's got that higher, closer to 0 decibels, and the LUFs are higher as well. So, and then you've got these different presets. Now it's picked EDM for me, which is right. It's dance music, you know what I mean? So it's picked. It's heard. There's a kick drum and there's a clap and there's a bass. And it's picked EDM, which is the right genre. Well, it's not really the right genre, but it's the right genre in terms of what we have here. So that is Ozone Elements 11. It's about 90 quid, something like that. It's not too bad. I do prefer Ozone 9. Now this is a tool, which, again, start this again. You get it, and this is how it looks out of the box. You've got these different elements to it. So you've got equalizer, imager, and maximizer. Equalizer is what it says. It's an graphic equalizer. Imager is your wideness, your stereo wideness, and maximizer is your compressor, stroke limiter. So it does both. And then you've got your LUFs over here. So you do have an element of control with this one. Does it sound as good? Probably not. Let's have a look. You can see how close that is to the red line. It is, equally as good, I think, as Ozone 11, probably cheaper, and you get more control. So I would go with Ozone 9 Elements if you're going to get those two. Now this is a different option. This is called Master Plan. And it's by a company called Music Hack. So they do different effects and VSTs, Music Hack. Master Plan is their latest. You'll probably see it if you're into music production. You'll get it on your Facebooks and your Instagrams and stuff like that, and your TikTok, because the advertising is pretty good. Now out of the box it comes at this default level, and then you've got this knob, massive knob, which is loud, which is just your limiter compressor in one. And then you've got your width, and then you've got, you know, your very, very basic 3-channel EQ. And then you've got these other options which are kind of thick, clean, multi-smooth, calm, and tape, to add a bit of richness, saturation, whatever you want to do. And then there are other options which, you know, to be fair, who the hell's going to use them? Probably not me. But, you know, let's see what it sounds like to start with. So you've got this option, Quick Master, and it, you know, it just bumps up the lows and the highs, keeps the mid where it is, and it gives you an element of loudness and an element of width, but it does put these thick, clean, and calms on for you. So what I would suggest is that you listen and you take on and off these different options, like so. So you can see that how much that it's just the loudness that you get out of this particular plugin, and it still keeps that clarity. So for me, this kind of wins the day. Master Plan by Music Hack. It is, you know, it's £9 a month, something like that. You can buy it over rent to buy, you would call it, wouldn't you? It's if you want demos out there quick and you don't want to pay for Lander, or you don't want to pay for other bits and pieces, then this is the thing to do. I know that Fruity Loops, as it was called, has you know, a good mastering tool in there, which is just instant loudness and things like that. So if you've got a cheap way of doing it, do it. Now I find that the Ableton ones are, you know, the audio effect rack mastering. You know, you can try them, but they don't really work. They don't really sound that good. So this, for me, it's a no-brainer. If you don't want that, get Ozone 9 Elements, because, you know, I've mastered many a track on this, and they all sound brilliant. So, and you've got that element of control as well. Elements, forgive the pun. So yeah, so there we are on mastering. See you soon. Bye-bye.